Indian cultural heritage. Cultural heritage refers to all the things that we receive from our ancestors and the society that we live in. Our cultural heritage can refer to the food that we eat, the way we speak, the way we act, and even the things that we believe in. A nation that has no cultural heritage is like an orphan that has nothing to feed upon. Very few countries in the world have a social and religious structure which withstood invasions and persecutions. They were able to maintain their identities by being resilient enough to absorb, ignore, or reject all attempts to radically change or destroy them. One such is India, which is deep rooted in the culture of her past, her glorious past. Let us now explore the cultural heritage of India. The main objectives of this unit are the diversity of culture within India, characteristic features of Indian cultural heritage, the epical and literary heritage of India, the musical heritage of India, systems of music, origin and development, Indian and European music. The diversity of culture within India. Since India is a vast country that is centuries old, it is difficult to sum up her cultural heritage in a few words. The cultural heritage of India refers to the way of life of the people in India. Throughout its history, people of diverse cultures have either temporarily come into contact with India or have permanently settled here to evolve a distinctive Indian culture. India's languages, religions, dance, music, architecture, food, and customs differ from place to place within the country. The Indian culture, often labeled as an amalgamation of several cultures, spans across the Indian subcontinent and includes traditions that are several millennia old. Many elements of India's diverse cultures, such as Indian religions, yoga, and Indian cuisine, have had a profound impact across the world. The Indian civilization and culture, along with its numerous languages and dialects, has earned for itself a unique place in the world culture. The past of India has given its people a definite way of life which is typically Indian yet universal in approach. Characteristic features of Indian cultural heritage. The snow-clad Himalayas, the mighty rivers, the holy Prayag, the inspiring Taj Mahal, the majestic gopurams of the South Indian temples, Mahabalipuram and Karagumalai, the colossal statue of the Gomateshwara, the cave temples at Ellora, The beautiful Ajanta paintings and the grand Buddhist stupas are a perennial source of inspiration to those who have the good fortune to claim India as their motherland. Besides being the home to three great religions, she has produced some of the greatest thinkers, seers, leaders, bhaktas, musicologists, composers, and musicians. India is a land that is carved with nature, that has natural boundaries. Himalayas on the north and the three seas on the west, south, and east. The mighty rivers Indus and Brahmaputra on the northwest and northeast have also, to some extent, been helpful barriers. This has enabled India to develop her civilization and culture without much interference from other regions. India has not only developed an excellent system of music and dance, but has also taken adequate steps to ensure their preservation and development. Sculptures of music and dance iconography in temples read like pages of India's musical history. Epical and literary heritage of India. The wisdom of our ancient epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata hold the eternal lesson of the victory of good over evil. The Bhagavad Gita is full of philosophical principles. Lord Buddha preached that perfect happiness could be gained if one exercises control over one's passions. Hinduism has a vast number of gods and goddesses, besides the 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu. It teaches the existence of one God, but allows its followers to worship the God in any form they like. Guru Nanak Dev, the founder of Sikhism, preached against humbug and hypocrisy in religion. He laid supreme stress on true faith, simplicity, and purity of life, and religions followed in India. Traditionally, tolerance of all faiths is a part of our cultural heritage. India is a secular country and all religions are treated equally here. The Indian literary heritage is one of the oldest in the world. It encompasses a large body of poetry, drama, and treatises on various arts and sciences written in Sanskrit, Pali, Prakrit, Tamil, and other languages. The musical heritage of India. India's ancient musical culture, the richness, variety, and prolific character of her musical literature has carved a niche for herself in the world culture. India's peculiar genius is reflected in her music. This music has been developed with a strong spiritual background. Music and dancing are the only arts which are given a divine origin in India. The great exponents of music in India have been men of high spiritual caliber. Musical knowledge, coupled with devotion alone can lead one to taste the joy of spiritual bliss. Music is an integral part of India's culture. It is called the Gandharva Veda. It is one of the four Upavedas or secondary Vedas. The other three Upavedas being Dhanurveda or archery, Ayurveda or medicine, and Arthashastra or politics. God is conceived as Nada Brahma, embodiment of musical sound. This concept of God is India's contribution to world's thought. Through Nadopasana or musical meditation, one can attain celestial bliss. Sundaramurti Nayanar of the 9th century, in his hymns the Thevaram, pertaining to the shrine at Tiruvarur, describes God as the one who manifests through the 7 notes. He is the resultant form of music. Arunagirinathar, in his Tirupugal, has described God as dwelling in raga. Tyagaraja refers to Rama as Raga Rasika, that is, one who delights in raga. There is hardly any culture in the world that is as varied and unique as India. We must ensure that modern India does not at any stage forget its rich cultural heritage, a legacy of our ancient seers and philosophers. It is the duty of every citizen to uphold the torch of spiritual and cultural renaissance for the rest of the world to see and emulate. Getting carried away by the materialistic philosophy of the West might bring success in unraveling the mysteries of nature, but at last it makes one feel alienated and rootless in one's own community and society. God can be realized in diverse ways, by Sangeeta Marga or path of music, which is perhaps the pleasantest way to reach Him. From the early times, South India has been famous for its eminence in fine arts. India is the home of the raga system. Her music is the finest example of a true melodic system of music. It is keeping with her genius that she has given birth to 2 subsystems of music, Hindustani and Carnatic. Systems of music. The formation of melodic structure, the type of rhythmic movement adopted, the placement of words in the melodic line, the theme of the words, all these are specified, and these rules or norms form the system within which the music is created. A system is the set of conventions that are to be adhered to when creating a musical piece. It covers all aspects of music, namely the melodic, the rhythmic, verbal, etc. These conventions are primarily unwritten, and these unwritten rules are present in the subconsciousness of all the teachers and performers. When the system is written down or documented, it then becomes the theory or Shastra. Origin and development of musical systems. Musical systems can possibly be only of two types. One, which is music progresses by successions of a single note, and the other, in which music progresses by successions of a group of notes called chords. The two systems of music are respectively known as melodical, prevails in the countries of the Orient, and harmonical in Europe and in countries where European music has penetrated. Harmony, which is the simultaneous sounding of consonant or relative sounds, is the dominant feature of Western music. It is a recent development there and is about 3 centuries old. Counterpoint and polyphony are instances of plural melodies sung in Europe before the advent of harmony. The builders of the Indian system of music knew the principles of harmony. Sambaditva is consonance. The series of consonantal intervals are common to both the systems, the order of precedence alone differing in one or two cases. The idea of developing the system along the lines of melody appealed to the Indian musicians more, and we are richer today on that account. The extensive raga and tala systems, which are unique features of Indian music, could not have been evolved if they had also chosen to develop their music along the lines of harmony. The ideal of absolute music has been reached here in the very concept of the raga. The concept of raga is India's contribution to the world musicology. The music of the West exhibits the combined strength and wealth derived from union and cooperation, while that of the East displays the exquisite workmanship which can be produced by individual effort. The gamakas in Oriental music serve to strengthen, beautify, and embellish the notes of a melody and give a peculiar charm and color to it in much the same way as the harmony accompaniment to a basic melody in Europe. The percussion instrument in Indian concerts provide a rhythmic counterpoint, the like of which one cannot hear in the West. All the possibilities of the melodical system have been fully explored here. To understand what pure melody is, one must listen to non-European music and particularly Indian music. For in Europe, a melody is always conceived harmonically. Melodic ideas there are pivoted on relationships of harmony. But in the East, The melodies are conceived with a melodic conscience, independent of any harmonic ideas. The music of the world started as a melodic stream. After a course, it gave birth to a branch, the harmonic stream. The parent stream as well as the branch stream flowed over rich fields and yielded fruitful results. The concept of raga took shape in the regions watered by the melodic stream, while the concepts of polyphony, counterpoint and harmony took shape in the regions watered by the branch stream. Adopting the medium of musical expression native to their soil, the composers in the two regions have bequeathed to humanity their invaluable compositions. From the one-line nature of its music, melodical music is figuratively referred to as one-dimensional music and horizontal music. From the multi-line of its music, harmonical music is figuratively referred to as two-dimensional music, that is, with a length and breadth, and vertical music. Indian music may be styled the raga, patternized sangeeta, and European music the samvada or dialogue sangeeta. They may also be styled as the ekadhvani and bahudhvani systems of music respectively. Indian music and European music. Indian music and European music are the two great musical systems. They stand as the embodiment of two distinct branches of musical thought and expression. They are respectively the perfection of the melodical and harmonical systems of music. The raga system, which is the life and soul of Indian music, served the purpose of harmony to the composer in Europe. European music is a single music with minor differentiations here and there due to national temperament. The music of the Middle East countries consists of a few subsystems which is basically interrelated. Indian music is the finest representative and the most highly developed amongst the Oriental systems. It has a certain self-vitalizing element in it. Polyphony did not develop in India, but since ancient times, antiphony has existed here. Examples of antiphonal music can be heard even now in the Vedic chants of Pandits, bhajans of Haridas, and in the folk songs sung by the people in rural parts.
Govindam bhajare, Altre Gopalam bhajare.
மயிலப்பாரு குயிலப்பாரு மனச போல நிறையும் பாரு மலமலையா கூஞ்சிருக்கு மனம் போல நிறைஞ்சிருக்கு.
Vocal music is playing a dominant role in the development of Indian music since early times. All singing was in unison and part singing was not attempted in India. The singer here enjoys the freedom to choose any convenient pitch for his keynote, a privilege denied to the European singers. Indian music is not written in any particular key. Badya prabandhas are pure instrumental forms and have been composed during the medieval and modern periods. Orchestra has existed in India since ancient times. Both the systems of music are great and show the heights to which the genius of man has soared in his anxious search for new forms of musical expression. Among all, the Indian system of music deserves to be widely known and studied even by people of other countries. There is a character of universality about Indian music, since the language of melody is universal and is intelligible to one and all. Coming to conclusion, the origin of musical systems, its development and the evolution of Indian and European music has thus been explained so far. There was a time when a single system of music prevailed throughout the length and breadth of India. Further, divisions of Indian music came later on during the reign of the Mughal emperors in Delhi, and this would be dealt with in the next session. I hope this session has well brought out the cultural heritage of India and systems of music. Thank you.